Boom, we are live. The attention trap, while your focus is being stolen every day. Feels good to be back. Been training hard. Your boy has been doing a lot of boxing, MMA. We're getting ready for our trip, Cartagena, Colombia in October. If you haven't signed up, fill out the form. It's in the link below. Make sure to sign up ASAP because we're going to have a lot of guys that are going to be showing up. The reason why we decided to pick Cartagena is because it's probably one of the closest locations to the States. It's probably like from Florida, it's probably like a 3-4 hour flight. So it's very convenient. Cartagena is cheap and it's also very exciting. There's a lot of things to do. We'll be taking some beach trips. We'll be going to Rosario Islands, to Isla Baru. A lot of premium group dinners together. We'll be training together, combat training, MMA, Muay Thai, boxing, doing some light sparring, going out, enjoying the nightlife, and just having a great time together. The dates are set. We are going to be doing October 7th to October 11th, which is a Wednesday to a Sunday. It's 4 days. Wednesday, we'll land, get situated, do some recon, check out the city. Thursday, we'll probably do a couple of workshops. Also Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday we can catch our flights and get out of there. So it's gonna be a quick trip, 4 days, but 4 days is perfect. It's more than enough time to get exactly what we want out of the trip. This is also great for guys that have never left the US. If you're interested in traveling abroad, if you're interested in the nomad lifestyle, my guys and I have been doing it for a long time. So we've been all over South America, been to Colombia, Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia, Mexico. A lot of Latin American countries, we've already been there and we already learned the ropes. So if you ever wanted to leave the States, this is a great opportunity because you'll be able to leave, go to Colombia, enjoy a different culture, but you'll also be with like-minded guys. A lot of our guys are all over the world and primarily in the US, but we're all ambitious, driven, and it's a great opportunity to explore this city with a good group of guys. So the workshops that we're planning to focus on will be on international lifestyle, dating apps, and code approach. This will probably be led by my good friend Mike Love. Shout out to him. A lot of guys already know him, but he's great when it comes to dating apps and the cold approach game. I think his day game is a lot better than mine. I'll probably do more on the night game and dating apps. And we'll also be doing some masculine frame and confidence mindset workshops, as well as leveling up your image. So that's your style, the way that you carry yourself and you present yourself. October 7th to October 11th, there's limited spots, guys, so make sure to sign up. Today, we have to break down the attention trap, why your focus is being stolen every day. So have you ever picked up your phone for 5 minutes and then somehow an hour disappears? You weren't tired, you weren't lazy, you weren't distracted. Today, the world's biggest companies aren't competing for your money. They're competing for your attention, because whoever controls your attention eventually controls your life. That's what all of these big heads at these social media companies are doing. They're controlling you through your phone, through where you're focusing that attention. That is what the attention trap is all about. The attention trap is losing control of your focus. This means endless scrolling, notification, dopamine hits, consuming more, creating less. Attention is your most valuable asset. That is the key point here, is that your attention is an incredible asset and you have to value it and also protect it. So why is our attention under attack? Like I said, apps, algorithms, and notifications are designed to keep you engaged. All of these companies are competing for your attention. And a lot of times, it's not really in your best interest. They're trying to sell you products. They're trying to put your narratives in your mindset. And if the product is free, you have to always remember that you are the product. Your attention is the product. They're selling your attention as the product to other companies that want to sponsor. They want to promote they want to promote ads. They want to promote their marketing. Your attention is that product. So there's 5 attention traps that you have to watch out for. First one will be constant notifications. These break your focus. So these will be the dings, the buzzes, pings. You react, you lose. Cost is broken concentration. So every time, one thing that annoys me is whenever I'm on dates, usually with girls, with women, but when I'm on a date and then their phone starts to ping because of their notifications from Instagram, from their WhatsApp, whatever it is, like it riles up my anxiety, but it also, I can see that they're breaking their concentration of, instead of being in the present moment. So that's the cost, is that it breaks your focus and your concentration. Second is dopamine addiction. This is endless scrolling, those quick hits with zero fulfillment. Nothing feels exciting, especially after you start doom scrolling through Instagram, through YouTube, Shorts, TikTok. You're getting all that dopamine. It's just frying your neurons, right? It's just making it. You're getting all those dopamine hits, and it makes it even more difficult to concentrate. And this is why you hear a lot of like the Gen Z talk about they're being overstimulated, is because they're always on their phone. They're always getting that dopamine hit. Third is multitasking. So doing everything and accomplishing nothing. When you're on your phone and then you start to play a podcast and then you get up, get some coffee, always switching tasks breaks your concentration. And this results in being average at everything. You're not excelling in the most important thing that you're supposed to be focused on. Fourth is consumption over creation. So that's watching other people build their life, not building yours. The cost of this is that years disappear. And what I mean by this of consumption over creation is like when you're watching Netflix, or you're over consuming like content, right? You're always watching movies and just different forms of entertainment. So we all do this, right? Like I'm guilty of doing this for the World Cup. I do this when I watch UFC fights or boxing fights. But one, when I'm watching UFC fights, I'm learning from what's going on. And the World Cup only happens every 4 years. My thing is just to not do it all the time, not binge watch shows and know every episode and everything that's going on. Like right now, this is a very popular show going on, Love Island, that I've been hearing a lot about. I don't really know too much about it, but like people are over consuming that show so much. You got to focus on building your life and you becoming the main character instead of watching other people build their lives. So that's the biggest drawback of consumption over creation. Fifth is mental noise. So never sitting in silence, always being stimulated, never going out for a walk, never going out to nature. Nature is one of the best ways to connect with yourself because you're alone with your thoughts. Leave the phone, go somewhere where you don't have any signal preferably. But that's a great way to come back to yourself and really listen to your thoughts. When you avoid this and you're always with that mental chatter, that mental noise, it results in no clarity and lack of direction. So what's the key to reclaiming that focus? The first thing is to just eliminate distractions, right? Turn off non-essential notifications, design your environment, protect your attention at all costs because everything's trying to pull from you. Those notifications, those messages, those dings, everything's just trying to distract you and make you lose focus. What I like to do is I like to turn on the do not disturb on my phone. And that's a great way to filter out unnecessary notifications. You can also download apps that help you stay focused, which is great. This is the freedom. You take control of your focus. You can start building your legacy. You start building your life. Control that dopamine. Limit mindless scrolling. Seek depth, not cheap thrills. Reclaim your joy, because if your dopamine is constantly being spiked throughout the day with this cheap form of dopamine, this cheap form of fulfillment, it's going to be difficult to enjoy the little things, right? You're going to, like when you go for a walk, you enjoy a nice sunny day, you read a good book. It makes it more difficult to enjoy those moments when you are wired with so much dopamine throughout your day. Those cheap thrills rob away from your joy. Third is to focus on one single task. Focus on one thing at a time. Give it your full attention. Mastery over mediocrity. There's a great book that I like, highly recommend it. It's called The One Thing. I forgot the author's name, but that book is amazing because it talks about focusing on the most important task that you have in your day, and everything else is a distraction. Create more. That's the fourth point, is to create more. Build, write, learn, create. Stop consuming so much and start creating, whether it's music, making videos, writing, programming, coding, creating databases, websites, whatever it is, whatever you like, whatever you enjoy, create more of that. Build your life. You want to become a producer instead of a consumer. Get into the mindset of producing for the world. That's going to build more confidence, but also just more fulfillment because you're actually creating something of value, something that brings you excitement as well. Fifth is to embrace silence. Sit in silence, think, meditate. Clarity comes in stillness. There's a great app that I like to use that's called Medito, and it's free. You can download it, and then you can program the time that you want to meditate. It does a great job of guiding you through the meditation. I had a lot of difficulty meditating when I first got started, but that app really guided me in the right direction. The result of embracing silence is that you find more clarity and more direction, right? Whenever you get lost, whenever you're constantly bombarded by notifications, by all these distractions, it makes it more difficult to concentrate on the bigger things in life. So that's what's important about embracing silence, because that silence is where that clarity lies. And the way that it shows up in real life is that you can't finish a book, you can't finish a movie, you can't finish a project that you've been working on. You're constantly checking your phone during conversations. Like I said, this happens a lot to me on dates with younger women, because I think that they're just so programmed, right? Like the Gen Z generation is so different from my generation. I'm a millennial. I'm over here dating myself, but it's so different because they grew up on their phone. So for them, it's normal to always constantly check their phones, check every notification, phone's dinging. They check it, they put down their phone, they go back to the conversation, pick it up again once it dings. And that just, your attention is just scattered everywhere. You become scatterbrained. And when you limit those notifications, one, it makes you become more present. This is another problem that I see with a lot of guys that I work with, is that they lack social skills in conversating with women because they're not present. They're not in that moment. They can't build that charisma and that social muscle because their attention is not where it needs to be. It needs to be in that present moment, focused on the person that you're engaging with. And where your attention goes, your life follows, guys. That's very important to realize, that wherever you're putting your attention is what's going to grow. A great way to hold yourself accountable with your attention is to use what I call the focus framework. And you start off by asking yourself these questions. Who benefits from where I'm spending my attention? Am I benefiting from it? Is it these companies that are promoting their product? They're promoting different narratives. Are they benefiting from my attention? Who's actually benefiting at the end of the day? The second question is, did I create more today, or did I consume more today? So did I just watch Netflix all day, just scroll my phone? Or did I make some music? Did I make some videos, put out some good content? That's the shift right there, that you want to become a producer more than a consumer. And that doesn't mean that you don't consume content. You need to consume the right content and not do it all day, right? It's like, it's the Pareto principle. 80% has to go into creation and 20% goes into consumption. Third, if I repeated today's habits, where would I be in 1 year? If you're going to boxing classes every single day, if you're training, you're hitting the gym, you're going to be a completely different person 1 year time from now. If you are just consuming your phone, doing the same shit every single day, you're going to stay at the same level. You're going to stay average. But it's very important to analyze your behaviors. That awareness is powerful because it creates control. All the topics that we talked about in the last couple of videos, you'll notice a recurring theme, and that is awareness. Awareness is what makes you become conscious of what's going on. When you start developing that awareness muscle, you can start seeing where your attention is going. It might be going into TikTok, it might be going into YouTube, it might be going into binge watching Netflix. And that control that comes from awareness creates freedom, because now you're actually driving that attention and focus towards your goals. And this is where the image shift comes into play. This is the key point of the entire video, is that you need to stop asking, how do I stay busy? And start asking, is this worthy of my attention? Is this actually driving me towards my goals, or is it distracting me and pulling me away from my objectives? Protect your focus, you protect your future. Great lives are built one focused day at a time. You don't need more time. You need more attention on what actually matters. Where your attention goes, your future will follow. Be selfish with how you're spending your time, why you're spending your time on that said thing, and with who you're spending your time, because you can always spend your time with people that are not going to value it. That's one thing about dating that you learn, is that sometimes, like, some people that some women that you take on dates, they might not be worth your time. They're just dragging you along. I think a first date is usually best when it's a quick first date, take on a coffee date, maybe some drinks, and really feel out the person and see if it's worth investing more of that attention and time. It's an asset at the end of the day, because if you think about it, you could be doing something else. It's the opportunity cost that comes from it. You're investing that time into that action, but if it's not worth it, you're losing time that you could be working on your business. You can be working on hitting the gym, building your body. So it's very important to protect and maximize your attention. This is the attention trap. These are a couple ways to identify them, and also how to maximize your attention so you can meet and accomplish your goals. So like I said, gentlemen, our meetup will be in Cartagena at the end of this year, October 7th to the 11th. Make sure to sign up. Link is in the bio. You can also shoot me a DM here on Instagram if you're interested. I can give you more information. I can also pass you the link. And I'm also doing one-on-one coaching if you're interested on leveling up your image, your presence, your influence, dating. I can help you with all of that. We'll do 12 one-on-one sessions where I work with you directly and we can get you in the right direction. This is the attention trap. Make sure that you're investing your attention in the correct places and you're avoiding these traps that are always trying to pull your attention and make you average, make you mediocre. As always, stay fresh, stay strong, protect your attention, make sure that you maximize it, stay confident. Catch you in the next video. Peace.